Welcome back. This is week 2 of MPA560, Research Methods for Public Administration. Well, let's dive in and see what we have in store for us for week 2. As we look at the agenda for week 2, we see that it's broke down into, we have some lectures, some reading, some videos. There's a multimedia discussion board deliverable and a Zoom meeting deliverable. Let's look at our readings for this week. This week we have out of the Bamberg text, we're going to be in chapters 10 and 11, and in the Parker text we'll be in chapters 3 and 4. We'll go into each one of these in much more detail. So we have our weekly overview video. Once again, this is where some of the core information from this week is going to come from. So this is going to build upon our reading assignment, and we also have a PowerPoint that goes along with it. So I would download the PowerPoint, watch the video, do your reading, and then we can dive into our discussion boards and our Zoom meeting this week. I have also added 2 additional videos this week to just kind of reinforce a couple topics. One is going to be on the level of measurement, and the other is going to be on the operational definition of variables. Both very important foundational pieces of knowledge that we're going to need as we move forward. Back to our video. Once again, we're going to have Dr. Sundstrom narrating that, so there's going to be a slightly different voice that you're going to hear when you listen to that video. And as I spoke in week 1, her depth of knowledge on this topic is immense, and she does such a wonderful job narrating and working her way through and describing and delivering it in such a good manner that I'm just happy that we have my colleague Dr. Sundstrom able to narrate this for us. But if you hear a slightly different voice, that is what is occurring. So now let's dive into our discussion board. So remember, to start with, we operate on a work week that is Monday through Sunday. All of our work is ultimately due by 11:59 on Sunday. With our discussion boards, we like to deliver the post by Saturday at 11:59, and that allows us one day for our colleagues to give to reply to them. But for this week, it's going to be our program analysis and variables. And what we are talking about to begin with, we want to create our PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to identify the problem our program is intending to solve. And I'm not going to read through every last sentence in this, but and I'll allow that. But what we need to do is, with each one of our programs, they're ultimately working towards solving some sort of problem, or there is a problem that the program is intending to solve. So I want you to state what that problem is. And we're not trying to decide whether it's working or if it isn't, any of the arguments surrounding it. We are just going to identify the program or the problem that our program is trying to solve. This is going to be a reoccurring theme that I'm going to say through this, but when you are doing in this capacity, in this course, you are a researcher. You're not an advocate. So you're not trying to defend your program. You're not trying to sell the program. We are there just to analyze the program. So we want an analysis. We want you to analyze the program, give us analysis of the program, and we need to select 3 variables you plan to use for your evaluation. 1 dependent variable, 2 independent variables. Using the example on the previous slide, define your variables. We're looking for a title, the dependent and independent variable slide, types of variables, categories, if it's nominal or ordinal data, definition of each category and variable, and develop an embedded and narrated presentation. So we kind of give you an idea of the amount of what the slides are going to need to be for that. The presentation should be no more than about 3 or 5 minutes. We do not want you to read your presentation. Ensure it is graphic heavy, except for the variable slides, which obviously you will be explaining out for us. So then we will submit that, and we will reply to 2 of our students, giving them feedback and insight by Sunday at 11:59. So I'm looking forward to these. This is that first step. When I reminiscing back on your PowerPoints from last week when you explained your program, Each and every one of your programs are definitely have a problem that they can't solve. And then now we are just looking to define the variables that we will be attempting to measure with the independent and dependent variables. And then let us look at our second deliverable due Sunday at 11:59. We're going to join forces in the Zoom room to work through the material. This is intended to foster a Socratic method of learning. Meet with at least 2 people in the Zoom room for at least 2 minutes. Post in writing, not a multimedia assignment, the following information in the discussion board. Who attended the meeting, the name, time, and duration of the meeting. Briefly include what you discussed, and is this your regular study group? Feel free to ask your instructor areas to find classmates available when you are. And I know that we have mentioned that this is in Zoom room, but we could utilize any sort of multimedia work that works well for you. If you're someone who utilizes Teams or Zoom or WebEx, it doesn't matter. I just would like you to meet actually in person, not in person, but voice to voice with one of your colleagues, discuss week 1 and week 2, discuss briefly your programs, and then give some insight back. All right, so that's what we have for week 2. If any of you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please feel free to reach out at any time. And we'll, like I said, in week 1, and this is the theory that I'm going to use moving forward in this course, if I'm not hearing from you, there is the assumption that everything is going well. And I hope that is going to be the case, but there isn't, we can't solve or we can't help you with any problems if we don't know about it. So please reach out, talk, and we will make sure that any of your problems that we work towards a solution. So thank you. I look forward to hearing about all your presentations, and bye for now.